Well, good morning. It's day 6. I think it is Thursday, May 20th. I'm just off of Raum Rd, let's see, just north of One Horse Gap. I'm charging some of my devices again because my battery bank was dead when I woke up this morning. I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah, I slept in this morning because yesterday was so rough and my body was just, and my mind were at its end. I mean, it helped. I slept pretty good last night, but I was like 40 minutes behind when I normally leave, so like 7:40 Central, and then I got here and I've been charging it for probably like 30 minutes so far. It's already 9:13. I still got like 21 miles to get to like the eastern exit of Garden of the Gods, so I hope I can breeze through these miles, especially since there's some road. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's like 70 and there's finally a breeze. Most of this week it's been a still, stagnant air, which has been not ideal, but yeah, it's so pleasant. I hope it stays that way for the rest of the day. Once this gets charged up enough to make it till the end of the day tomorrow, we'll be on our way. Let's get this done. Chad, I don't see any dollar Americanus varieties blooming right now. If people don't know, I'll link up in the cards. When we were here in December, we found a $10 Americanus bill blooming in peak foliage off the side of the road. Oh, how I wish that my truck were parked here right now, but still got another 20 miles to go. Let's find a place to stay for tonight though. First at least. 22 miles to go. Closer than we've ever been. Ha ha ha. Well, I'll be. Got ourselves another arch. It's pretty wicked. Let's take a closer look. Oh my gosh. No joke. 50 feet up there. I thought I heard a rattle. At first I thought it was my trekking pole because it's broken. And then I tried to see into the vegetation to see if I could confirm it was a rattle. And I saw a rattlesnake coiled up. I promise you its diameter was as large as one of those like women's yellow softballs. It was that big around. Oh my gosh. Like I heard the rattle and I was like, okay dude, like I don't even know how to react, like whether you're supposed to talk to snakes. I just said like, okay dude, like I hear ya, I'm out. And then I made a huge circumlocution around to get back on the trail. But man, look at this crap on the last night. Look at this. How am I gonna set up my tent tonight? How am I gonna, what the heck? Oh, dude, you could not ask for more drama on the last night. Gosh, where's this camp at? I don't even know where the trail's at. I'm a freaking mess. Well, made it to Buzzard Roost. This is from the bottom. Which means I guess that there's a way to the top. Okay, I guess you all are anxiously waiting to hear a breakdown of what just happened with my encounter with that rattlesnake. It's like every sound in the forest now is completely freaking me out. So here's the deal. I was heading towards Buzzard's Roost camp for tonight. That was going to hit my 23 miles for the day, for the last night before finishing up tomorrow. And I was heading up that ridge again, and like above the observation loop at the Garden of the Gods, and I was dead center of the trail in the middle, and I heard something, and at first I thought it was my trekking pole. Let me give you an example. So I broke this the day before yesterday. Not as bad as this. I could still put pressure on it. It was just fractured. But if I put pressure on it a certain way, I could hear it make a certain noise. So for example, or if you shake it like so, and it never crossed my mind this whole week that resembled a rattle until that moment whenever I realized, oh wait, that's not my trekking pole. And then I somehow look in the vicinity, like to my bottom and to my right, and it's incredible that I was able to spot it because I'm red-green colorblind, and it was perfectly camouflaged among all the poison ivy and the other bright green vegetation. But it was, I mean, it was less than a foot away from the trail bed on the right side, and it was curled up, and gosh, its rattle was so loud. Like even when I was probably 200 feet away from it, in my ear it still felt like it was right next to me. And just how haunting that was, even though I was so far away from it, that rattlesnake was telling me like, hey dude, like I still know where you're at, like I could come for you in an instant if I wanted to. Honestly, the snake was graciously patient with me because I just had like a duh moment where I was like trying to figure it out, and I just stopped, frozen, before I finally like got into action and started backing away, and I stumbled over myself, which I can only imagine what would have happened if I'd fallen down. But yeah, I got my pole stuck in the mud again, and then it's completely toast now. Like I'm gonna have to either jerry rig away because I have to use it to set up my duplex. So it's toast for the rest of the trip. But man, I am now forever haunted by rattlesnakes. Like, oh, I just had this nervous sweat the rest of the way up here, because here's the thing, like, I often on this trip have had to skirt along the edge of the trail because of how muddy it's been. Like, there's no telling. I honestly am surprised that hasn't happened yet, because I've had, like, I was so lucky that I was in the middle of the trail that particular time. And I've been off trail so many times because it's been hard to follow. I can't imagine what would have happened if a snake was just piecing out in the middle of the woods, and I stumble upon it. Like, I would have been a goner. It's a humble reminder that this still is a wilderness area, even though there's a road down there leading up to the trail system. Like, if I would have gotten bit by one of those, it would have been a while before someone could have come to help me. So, reminder, folks, rattlesnakes are no joke. And I'm not joking of how big it was. Like, for real, my mouth was agape seeing how large in diameter it was. I'm pretty sure I saw a copperhead earlier this week. I was trying to cross a creek, and it darted into the creek, but it looked like a baby compared to this rattlesnake. I could blabber on, but geez, so crazy, so crazy. Well, here it is in all its mangled glory, repaired as best as I can do it right now. Of course, I ran out of duct tape when I repaired it the last time, but I had an excess of Leuco tape, which is pretty stout, and I can put quite a bit of pressure on it, so it might be a little lopsided, but we're going to make it work. Here's just a small taste of how my legs look after 140 miles. This might take the cake compared to the Sheltoe. Pretty gnarly. About 1 million ticks. Man, darkness is coming upon me way faster than I had hoped for. That's what I get for starting later today. But final night in the duplex for this trip. I think I have placed a whole new film or a whole new layer of funk inside of this thing that will probably never ever get out, no matter how much cleaning. So that's what happens when you hike a bunch of miles and this is your home to live in for that amount of time. Put in another 23 mile day today. It was better, especially with how great the weather was. It got pretty hot. I don't know what the high was, but I think it's somewhere in the 80s. And then as far as a lesson goes for day 6, I would say that life, whether you're on trail like me right now or in general, life is not done by yourself. It's a team effort. Life is a team effort. And what I mean by that is this thru hike didn't happen on my own accord. I had a ton of people that helped me out along the way. Between I got off the phone with my aunt and uncle, they're taking my vehicle to Elizabethtown so I can have a ride to drive myself back to Lexington tomorrow. Couldn't have done it without them. Thank you all so much. All the trail angels along the way who have been so helpful and gave me water and food and morale boosting, and the postal service for getting my package to Eddyville safely and correctly, and God for protecting me, especially with that snake. And then friends, family looking out for me, checking my GPS, like that means more than you know, in terms of my morale and knowing that people are keeping track of me and wanting me to succeed. So yeah, just remember that for myself going forward in the future when I look at this video, and for you all, don't do things on your own if you don't have to. So got some cider waiting on me, and then I'm gonna crash. Pray to the good Lord that there is no snake in my boot in the morning. We'll see y'all. What is it with me and whippoorwills on the last night of a through hike? I think there's some type of curse. The curse of the whippoorwill.